that.
Hello, caller. What's your name?
Kathleen.
Kathleen, you're on the air. What's your question for Ann?
Hi, Kathleen.
I just want to know what the angels might have for a message for me.
Okay. I am a certified angel messenger. I studied with if you've heard of Doreen Virtue, Karen Polino, it's actually a 10-week certification course that I learned to connect with the angelic realm. And I did bring my angel cards today. And I also have created my own oracle deck, so I do kind of combination of higher self and angelic readings. I'm glad that you asked specifically for your angels, Kathleen. And you're open to the message that you get, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. The cards that I got, just say dream big, consultant expert, and celebration are the angel cards. And I'm going to go ahead and read my cards and see what kind of feeling I get or kind of message I get overall, the bigger picture. Okay.
Okay.
I feel like you've been through the cards that I created just like right now. These are my original artwork and channeled messages over here, and Doreen Virtue angel cards that I'm using a combination of. And the 3 cards I pulled for Kathleen from my deck are when your world falls apart, hang on, with faith we transcend, and break free and feel confidence from within. Okay, so just kind of putting it all together, I think the bigger message is that you have been through some tough times. When your world falls apart, you've learned to hang on through faith and trust. You have a very close connection to God, the Creator. You've learned to kind of break free from the pack, so to speak, and feel confidence from within. And with that, it's a cause for celebration. Does that resonate with you on some level before I move into kind of a future for you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So the cards, the kind of, I don't go too far into the future, and I don't call myself that I can predict or fortune tell or anything like that, but I feel like this is kind of, if I were to do a past, present, future reading for you, I'm feeling like this kind of sums up where there is cause to celebrate, where you've overcome a lot of difficulty. And when you come to a place I say we often teach what we learn. Okay, so I feel like there's something that you are really good at, and you're meant to bring it forth into a bigger arena, perhaps, because I got dream big and consult an expert. Okay, so there may be some kind of line that you've got some projects. Do you feel like there's anything? You have a very fulfilling life, but I feel at the same time you're meant to bring forth more talents and abilities. Does that sound about right?
Yes, it does.
And you're not quite sure what they are, so I think that's where you got consultant expert, that, maybe like time to go back to school, or find somebody that has an inkling or some kind of mentor that can bring you, someone like Ann that just called before. She knows that she wants to do Reiki 1, so she consults a Reiki master, you see. So I don't see just going back to some kind of liberal arts general education, but workshop, it doesn't have to be 4-year schooling or anything. I feel like there's more for you to uncover, and that the angelic messages I get, calling on your angels is another thing you can do. When I first learned how to become an angel messenger, it was life-changing to know that I could call on the angels. And, because what I've learned is we have free will. And angels, we're all surrounded by angels, but they pretty much stand around with their hands tied unless we call on them. We have to set an intention to call on our angels. I mean, unless it's life-threatening, they really don't jump in because they honor free will. So you can start to do things like, I call on my angels, I call on my highest angels. I've heard them called highest angels of your soul. We have guardian angels. We have a team. There's so much celestial support available to us. So when we start to call on the angels consciously, we do start to, then you'll see maybe, hear a song on the radio or a commercial on TV or just something that'll show some synchronicities. In fact, they're laughing because the other card I pulled for you was synchronicity, because I'm remembering I just pulled synchronicity for you. It's in here somewhere. But so when you start to, and then you're in the law of attraction, magnetic vibration place is what I call it. Then your life feels more magical because you really can really feel the angels around you. So how does that sound?
It sounds wonderful, because I have been, I do writing, so I want to do something on another level, whether or not I do that more or get into the Reiki or whatever it is. It's something that I want to do on that aspect.
Yep.
Some kind of a healing.
Good. I actually, since I've written a few books and done some writing myself, I love to work with writers, just so let people know, because I would say the best advice I could give on writing is to help people get really focused in on their message. Like I think I saw on the Today Show the other day, there was best-selling author Emily Giffin say people go to law school because they're afraid to follow their dreams, and I thought, wow, that's a pretty bold statement. Of course, there's a lot of lawyers that want to be lawyers, and God bless them. I think her point was if you don't want to have a safety net and you just want to be, I said being an author is a dream, but for me, it's like it's not about being an author. It's about really figuring out what my message is that's different from anybody else's, and then you become an author from that. Does that make sense?
Oh, it does. But my writings that I do are the inspirational writings.
Yeah, and do you find that you have like a particular message? Like mine is about intuition often, or life purpose. Get to a place where it's often what we learn we teach. So just do a little coaching with you. Let me just like a sample coach. Like if you were to tell me, if you want to share this, maybe one or two things that have been difficult that you have overcome. If you want to share that, let me know. If not, that's fine. But that's usually a clue to a bigger life purpose.
No, I had difficulty once in a relationship. That is over, and my life is moving on. And the inspirational writings that I do, per se, I do them for other people.
To bring hope? What's your purpose with the writing, would you say? Do you want to offer comfort, hope?
They help other people.
Yeah.
They tell where people are spiritually and mentally versus what's going to happen to them physically.
Okay, it's good. The more focused in you can be on what your message is, I would say, the better. It's like to be a beacon, to be like, this is what I do. And then from that, people will know how to find you. Does that make sense?
Okay, because I've been told that later on I will not only be able to do it in writing, but I will be able to verbalize it.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, that's what happens. We become speakers,
and I'm
authors.
very comfortable with it. I really feel that I do help those people, and I've always had very positive feedback on them.
Great. Well, you're really on your way, and so it's just a matter of submitting articles or getting it in book form. It's pretty much for you.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. Many blessings, and thank you so much for calling in. I pray this was a blessing to you.
Thank you, Ann.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So it might be. Oh my.
Great.
Ready for another call?
Sure am.
Thank you for calling the Intuitive Millionaire Coach. You're on the air. What's your name?
Hi.
She's on delay.
Okay.
Can you hear us? I think they hung up. All right. So, shall we read the bio?
Sure.
Okay, so Ann Deidre is the Millionaire Coach, the Intuitive Millionaire Coach. Ann's access to the higher realms began 20 years ago as an intuitive artist. She has continued to follow her intuition by publishing her book, Inner Visions, The Healing Path of Art, and her workbook, Soul's Purpose Now, and her oracle cards, Spiritual Enlightenment, a toolkit for creating divine magic and miracles in your life. Ann specializes in working with your soul and higher self to bring forth your dreams, visions, talents, and abilities so that you can live a life prosperous and joy-filled. Ann holds a BA in art history, is a healer, intuition teacher, artist, author, certified angel messenger practitioner, and intuitive life coach. She is an adept initiate from the Modern Mystery School, Toronto, Canada, and has been published in Aspire magazine and Martha's Vineyard Island Inspiration magazine, and her paintings are on display at the Laguna Beach Gallery, California website. Please visit Ann at her website, which is www.anndeidre.com. That's ANNEDEIDRE.com.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, Dean.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. Okay, so for the format for the show for the next couple of weeks, as I, as always, invite callers to call in. Love to offer you spot readings and coaching. As well as for the next 2 weeks, I've got some things to talk about, how the inner millionaire program that I have developed, what the wealth centers are within us, and ways to access your intuition